Well, good morning, and it's a Sunday morning. It's a little bit chilly, a little bit overcast, but not a terrible day. And I've been a little bit absent from YouTube because I don't know, I just can't incentivise myself to do anything, especially not on camera. So I haven't bothered. Well, what have I done? Cleaned the bike, cleaned the booster. That was last week. Used it as a commuter this week, and already covered in filth. Put the hump back on, chiseled out a little bit of the hump to fit over the brackets, and it's gone on a treat. I don't know how long ago I put the rack on, and someone said, and I can't think who it was, sorry, because I thought it was the mounting bolts that were in the way, but it's the edge of this bracket that was in the way. And they said about doing button head bolts rather than the hex heads, which might have made a difference, but they weren't in the way anyway. Anyway, what am I saying? I got the hump back, and gives it that iconic look. The trouble is, you're probably not looking at that. You're trying to see Taylor. There she is. Hi, Taylor. Yeah, put some bar ends on just to finish off the ends. These are cheap and nasties from eBay. I don't know whether I've got a... Oh no, no listing, branding or anything like that. But these are like, I don't know, £7 a pair. Something silly like that. So I got 3 pairs. Mediocre ended up with a pair as well, because the bar end indicators were for some reason pushing their way out. No idea why. And wouldn't go back in. So they got ejected. And I've fitted these nice neat ones, which is lovely. Corona didn't get any. Doesn't need any. Looks fantastic as it is, even though it hasn't been cleaned in months. Yeah, so did that. As I say, can't really get my head incentivised to do much at all, especially not on camera. That's about it, bike-wise. You know, done the usual cleaning brakes and greasing chains and putting air in tyres. Not that they need it. I think back of the Corona needed a couple of pound, and the front on the booster I think needed a couple of pound, but apart from that they pretty much keep their levels. That's about it really. That's about as exciting as my life's been. Obviously there's life gets in the way, and Mrs. has been going out and stuff in the house needs doing, and we've been popping out for meals and stuff. But today I couldn't even be bothered to get the proper camera out, so I'm doing all this on my phone, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. It's very experimental. Today was fitting one of these Fender Extenda. I don't know whether that's the right one. What's that say on there? Oh, it is Fender / Hugger extension to the booster. Because I noticed, even though it's got the guards on the back, on the oil and radiator, you can't really see that, can you? Oh, I don't get any better at this, do I? Let's have a torch. Yeah, so although it's got the cover, oh, it's only got it on the, I thought there was one on the radiator as well. There's not. There's one on the oil cooler. You can still see it's getting covered in shit. So I just thought I'd extend it down, extend the old fender down a bit, which I don't think is too much of a chore. I'll find out in a minute. I think it's only a few bolts and cable bracket or something. Anyway, from here, don't the old booster look glorious? That orange is just, yeah, very nice. Anyway, let's get some bits set up and start tinkering, I suppose. Right, let's get on with it. 4mm Allen key to undo the 6 bolts. Yeah, the reason I went for the cheap bar ends was the ABM ones, because the ABMs are 12mm internal diameter on the handlebars, same as Renfrew's. Yeah, the reason I went for the cheap and nasties was because I am cheap and a little bit nasty, so I think the ABM ones and the Renfrew ones, they're all sort of 30-40 quid, whereas you can pick up the cheap nasty ones. As I say, it was about, what were they, about 7 or 8 quid, I think. And I had to trim them down to go into the booster, so I had to take a millimetre off their diameter, which I did, and they fit beautifully, and they finished the handlebars off quite nicely, rather than having the empty hole at the end of the handlebars. So I was alright with that. Right, that's the 6 bolts out. There's a bracket at the back there. Can you see it? There, which is bolted from the inside. That looks like it's got a fender extender already. Not long enough though. So that needs undoing, and now I've got it free, I can lift that up and get to that from the inside. And then there's a brake pipe holder clip up on the top. Hello. Up on the top here, that just wants pinching together and pushing out again from the inside. I don't think you're going to be able to see that, so I'll get a 8mm spanner and get this bracket off, which I no longer need now I've got the what are they called, braided lines. It's not necessary to hold because they hold themselves. Anyway, I'll get an 8mm spanner. Come on, focus. I'm not going to lie. That bracket there to undo this bolt that was a little bit seized, being it's taking all the shit underneath off your front wheel. Undoing that is a pain in the arse. So that, luckily enough, doesn't need to go back on. So it ain't. I'm not even sure whether this is the right size, so that's something to find out now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. It's weird. This looks like someone's put a fender extender on before, but it's obviously factory mounted. So the fender extender is getting an extender on the extender. So now is the fitting time. We have lots of stickers to stick it on with, but what I'm not seeing, oh there they are. Those are the little rivets. So you drill out a few holes along here and push the rivets. Push the rivets through. I think there's 4. There's 3 at least. Anyway, let's get this up on. Oh, there you go. 4 of those rivets. So I'll get this up on the bench, get the drill out, prep the surface, and blah blah blah. Right, I'm up on the bench. Got a bit of rag, some brake cleaner, because this surface here wants to be cleaned up. Ready to take the stickers. Something like that. And because I am riveting, I'm not too worried. There you go. Fits rather handsomely. Pyramid do a decent enough job of it. Oh, I'm going to stick some more of these on. Anyway. Just to give it a bit more adhesion. Yeah, so as I say, I've not really had the mindset for doing anything. Been fairly busy at work, which the old scrap's lightened up a bit, so we haven't been doing full days this week of running scrap, so it's always a bit of a mess about, and then I've got to find work for the rest of the staff and everything, so it's always a bit bitty, you know what I mean? You can't just go in and have a decent day, a decent run at it. It's all a bit start-stop. There you go, look at that. Gorgeous. Now I just want 4 4mm holes to put the rivets in. Couple through the side, I think. Through there. bit like that, bit like that, and then shove a rivet in. I think they lied about the 4mm. Yeah, I think they lied about the 4mm. Give that a wiggle so it's a... Yeah, that ain't going through there. You're lying to me. Choose one end of the extender fender and drill the first 4mm diameter hole through it. I did that. And you don't seem to want to go through. Oh yeah, it's not going through there. I'm going to wind that up to 4.5mm, I think. Yeah, so the old worksman of it. Start, stop, start, stop. This week coming up should be alright. I've got 2 days of major works, and if you don't know, I run a scrap shredding machine which makes your cars about the size of your fist. Chops them up quite nicely. Right, let's try this. Yeah, so I've got some maintenance to do on that. There you go, that's it. That's gone in nice. Yeah, and as it's like almost like some of your fairing ones. So this, where are you? There. This this outer sheath, the start of it goes in, and then the pin as such pushes through, which splays out that end, which then, where are you? That's splayed out. You can see the nipple in the middle, and it's just splayed out, and that's what does the grippage. So 4.5mm is the size I'm using. So if you're doing this, I recommend a 4.5mm. But it's your bike, so you do. Oh, even that's tight. Oh, there we go. Gorgeous. Yeah, it'll be your bike that you're doing it to, if you're watching this video for that reason. So you do what you want to do, and then you want to couple through the middle. Somewhere there, and somewhere there, and again, if you're a bit more for accuracy than me, then measure your distances and distances here, but this is all hidden at the back. Oh, here we go. Oh, hurt my thumb. But I survived. I lived through it. And there you go. There's a fender extender fitted to a fender extender on a Hayabusa front mudguard, which is what we call them over here, mudguards, not fenders. I don't know what benders call them fenders, but over here, the mudguards. So it's a mudguard extender, which now needs to go back on the bike. Right, and I did find with these here, you have to sort of squeeze it together, squeeze the fender mudguard together to actually get it in past the forks. Bit like that. Gorgeous. I just want my bolts back in. Oh, brake lines are underneath the fender. Not fender, mudguard. See, bloody Americans uneducating us British. Gorgeous. Alright, that's them in loose. Get the other side done up loose. Look at that. Gorgeous. Hayabusa. What's the fastest you've travelled on your bike recently? What bike you got? And what's the fastest you've travelled on it recently? Obviously on private roads, you know, I'm not condoning silliness on the main highways. But what have you achieved? And is it an achievement? Do you think it is an achievement going fast? I was on the booster the other day, and I found out that I've got the old battle axes on the back, and I was almost to work, and I accelerated around the slightest of bends. So I was leant over, accelerated rather quickly. God, the booster's gorgeous. To about 140, and the back end was fishtailing, and it felt like the tyre rather than the suspension. The tyre was giving out, which is one of the reasons on my old booster that I did actually swap out the battle axe tyres. Although you seem to get more life from them, they don't seem to be able to handle the torque of the booster. Because I had them on my GSX 1250, I've got them on my GSX 1000, and I've not had problems on those bikes. It's only ever been the boosters. But yeah, the old bike was fishtailing a little bit, so I think it was the tyre was starting to give out, and I'd just done the pressures, so I know the pressure was right. I'm running 42s front and back. I know the battle axe takes a while to heat up in comparison to the Michelin, but I think the longevity is better on the... So I'm just trying to find the hole for this Is that in there? Yeah, I think that's in there. Yeah, I think the longevity of the battle axe is better. Better, not better. There you go. Got room for new tyre. I think these are fairly good on the tread anyway, so a new tyre wouldn't be much more on there. That is quite close though. That is quite close. Everything's in the right holes, lined up properly and everything. Anyway, there you go. There's fender extender on. What was I saying? Battle axe. Is it the battle axe? BT23s? I think it's what's on here. Yeah. Battle axe. Bridgestone battle axe BT23R. Sport touring tyres. And yeah, as I say, it was fishtailing a bit, so I think it was losing grip. Which, as I say, I've had before on another booster. Oh, there's my new bench. Well, it's not a new bench. Tied it up, welders over there. All the nut and bolt trays have been thrown away, and I've got some new ones. Never had so many screws. Yeah, so I think I've got to upgrade to a Michelin. Have any of you had any issues with your, if you've used Bridgestone battle axe on a talkie bike, or if you're, I don't know, accelerate more aggressively than me and you've had twitching with a Bridgestone? But yeah, so I think that needs upgrading, but there's quite a lot of tread left on the tyre, so I don't just want to get rid of it, because that'd be a waste of money, and they ain't cheap, the old tyres. But yeah, let us know. Have you been out having fun? You know, obviously on some private roads. What bike you got? How fast you been? I think I had the old Corona up to about 125. Mediocre. About 115, 120, and the wind blast is not what you like. It's refreshing, wakes you up in the mornings, but it's not ideal. At least, even with the straight handlebars on the booster, you can still tuck behind the old screen, and obviously the Corona you can. There's quite a lot of movement on the seat on that, so you can really shift your ass back and lay down. Even with my sizable stomach, I can get pretty much out the wind. But I haven't got a race helmet. I've got a HJC, and I think the opening is a bit small for the tucked position, because you're looking through sort of half visor, half the top of the helmet, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Anyway, let us know what you've been up to. And speed, is it your thing? I love a bit of speed. I love the acceleration. I don't think it's so much the top end, it's the acceleration. And the trouble with the booster is it just keeps accelerating. Well, the other two ain't far behind, but the booster just, it's relentless. And it seems to hit its sort of power area about 6 grand and gives you a bit more of a shove, and then when it hits 9, 10, it seems to give you another oh, it's beautiful. Can't describe it. You've got to get one and live it. But Gen 2, because the old dash, it's gorgeous. It looks absolutely lovely in comparison to the Gen 1. And I personally, I've said this before in videos, I wouldn't go for a Gen 3. Well, I haven't distinctly said Hayabusa Gen 3, but the modern bike's far too many electronics. Yeah. No, none of mine have got ABS. So I haven't even got ABS on mine. I thought that, no, my last booster had ABS. This one hasn't. So I haven't even got ABS. No traction control, nothing. It's all my fault when it comes to my death, hitting a wall, car, lorry, whatever. Doing stupid speeds because I love speed. But yeah, let us know in the comments. And I think I'll definitely be slowing up on the videos, which will please a lot of people. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say really. I'm going in for a cup of tea, getting washed and have a cup of tea and have a lazy Sunday. There you go. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you wanna. Subscribe if you don't wanna. Just do it. Just do it. It's something to do. It's an extra button to press, and you know, you get to see Taylor Swift on a regular basis, which there's not a lot of videos off of that. Anyway, that's enough from me. I'll maybe catch you again. Ta-ra. Here's mine in my shed. GSX 1300. Beautifully modified by me. GSX 1300 with a beautiful rack on the back, modified by me, and the gorgeous Busa with a rack on the back, modified by me. So that's my fleet in my shed. What have you got? Send us a video. What you got and where'd you park it?